Welcome to Fatter Wallet's Book Summaries. Today, we're diving into Dan Ariely's groundbreaking book, Predictably Irrational. We're going to break down the hidden forces that secretly mess with your financial decisions, often without you even having a clue.
So, let me ask you something. Why do we get so ridiculously excited when something is free? I mean, have you ever grabbed a free sample of something you don't even like? Or gone way out of your way just for a free t-shirt? There's a powerful reason for that, and it's a perfect place to start.
You know, we all like to believe we're in the driver's seat, making smart, logical choices with our money. But here's the mind-blowing idea from this book. We're not just irrational, we are predictably irrational. That means our mistakes aren't random. Nope, they follow a pattern, they're systematic, and they happen over and over again. Understanding these patterns, that's the secret to protecting your wallet.
All right, let's get into the first big idea, the hidden forces of choice, and how context secretly shapes everything you buy. The first force is something called relativity. The core idea is pretty simple. Humans are terrible at judging things in a vacuum. We only really figure out what we want when we compare one thing to another. Okay, check this out. This is a famous, real-life example from The Economist. You've got three options: an internet-only subscription for $59, a print-only subscription for $125, and a print and internet subscription for also $125. Wait a second. Does that middle one seem kind of pointless to you?
Well, that pointless option has a name. It's called a decoy. And it's not there by accident. It has one job and one job only: to make that other $125 option, the most expensive one, look like an absolutely fantastic deal. It's designed to be clearly worse than the option they want you to pick.
So here's how they play with your brain. Choosing between just the $59 internet option and the $125 combo is a tough decision. But the second they introduce that decoy, the print only for $125, your brain gets an easy comparison. All of a sudden, the combo deal doesn't just look good, it looks like a total no-brainer. And just like that, you're nudged into picking it, and you walk away feeling like you're some kind of genius shopper. So what does this mean for your wallet? It means you've got to learn to spot the decoy. The next time you see pricing tiers for anything, software, a phone plan, even your morning coffee, take a hard look. Ask yourself, is that middle option actually meant to be chosen? Or is it just there to make the most expensive one look irresistible?
The decoy effect is pretty sneaky for sure, but Dan Ariely shows us there's an even stronger force out there, one that makes us abandon all logic. So what on earth could be more persuasive than a perfectly placed decoy?
It's the four-letter word that short-circuits our brain. Free. Seriously, it's like a magic spell. The jump from something costing 1 cent to costing 0 is a massive psychological canyon. When we see the word free, our brains get this emotional rush, and we completely forget to think about the downsides. We just irrationally overvalue anything with a price tag of 0.
And Ariely even tells a story on himself. He was about to become a father. He was all set to buy a sensible, boring minivan. But then he saw an ad for an Audi. And the thing that reeled him in wasn't the horsepower or the cool design. Nope. It was the offer of free oil changes. The emotional pull of free started to totally warp a huge financial decision.
And here is the absolute kicker. When he actually did the math later, the total value of those free oil changes was just 0.5%, 0.5% of the car's total price. A tiny, almost meaningless amount. But its psychological weight was so enormous that it was powerful enough to make him buy a completely different car.
Okay, moving on. This next section is called When Money Changes Everything. And it's all about the surprising clash between social rules and market rules. See, Ariely argues that we live in two separate worlds. There's the social world, which is warm and built on trust, and then there's the market world, which is cold and transactional. When we get those two mixed up, things can go sideways fast. This experiment from a daycare in Israel is the perfect and kind of shocking example. They were getting frustrated with parents showing up late, so they introduced a small fine. Makes sense, right? Well, what happened was lateness actually went up. By putting a price on it, they accidentally removed the social norm of guilt. Now parents just felt like they were paying for an extra service. But here's the craziest part. When they got rid of the fine, the lateness didn't go down. The social contract had been broken, and they couldn't put it back together. And that brings us to this crucial point. As the book says, money is very often the most expensive way to motivate people. Sometimes, when we throw cash at a problem, we end up erasing much more powerful motivators, like a sense of duty or community. And once those social norms are gone, boy, they are incredibly hard to get back. So we know our brains have these, well, bugs. We get fooled by decoys, we're hypnotized by free, and we mess up our social and market worlds. But here's the good news. Let's talk about outsmarting your own brain. Because these bugs are predictable, we can actually build systems and habits to counteract them. So here are 4 practical keys to a fatter wallet, based on everything we've talked about. First, question your habits. Don't just do things on autopilot. Ask why you buy that coffee every day. Second, always beware of useless comparisons. Is that a real deal, or is it just sitting next to a decoy? Third, create what he calls commitment devices. Set up automatic transfers to your savings. Take willpower completely out of the equation. And fourth, recognize when your social bonds are way more valuable than cash.
Ultimately, Ariely leaves us with this powerful thought. So much of our money stress comes from that cycle of constantly comparing what we have to what others have, and the only real cure is to break that cycle. The secret isn't just about spotting marketing tricks. It's about learning to decide for yourself what truly has value. Fatter wallets.